All right. All right. This is, I'm going to stand in front of the light. So I have like this halo behind me. This is the eighth edition of the Justina Walford and John Wildman talk about film stuff on Films Gone Wild. And so I am currently at the Florida Film Festival. I'm in Maitland, or Orlando is all you need to know. It's technically Maitland, but it's really Orlando. And Justina is uh on her retreat where no one can find her in Oracle, Arizona. So unless you're a javelina or a coyote, um or something like that, you'll she does not even exist to you. All right. All right, I'm going to start the timer. Our first topic is going to be the upcoming Michael Jackson film. And what do we think? Because we've seen the trailer's out, we see the trailer. And so what do we think this thing is going to be? Do we think it's going to be a warts and all? Do we think it's going to be just glossy playing the hits? What do you think?
Should I go watch the trailer?
If you would just go to the meetings, if you would just come to the meetings. Okay. All right. Um, no, you don't need to watch the trailer now. All right.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I believe it's made by the same people who did Bohemian Rhapsody. Um, and I have watched the trailer. I've seen it a couple times. Um, and that leads me to believe that too. And what that means is that I think it's going to be playing the hits. It's going to be the journey from, amazing musical tiny little savant in the middle of this family, raised by, strict, super scary dad, um, and then going off on his own, and then ultimately whatever happens to him. I don't think it's going to be what was Michael doing with the kids, with the boys. I don't think there's going to be any of that. I doubt it. Um, you've not seen the trailer, any
But I
thoughts?
know of Antoine Fuqua. Fuqua?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the life of Michael Jackson is way too nuanced. The life of Freddie Mercury was way too nuanced. These are like these are people that if you make a movie about them, a biographical movie about them, you have to really be able to embrace their shadows, right? Like these people had darkness around them because, of who they were and the time they lived. And I think Michael Jackson is someone that's just way too complicated for most people to understand because he lived such a bizarre, traumatic childhood. How do you make that into how do you make that into a movie? I mean, it's not even Fuqua's problem, fault.
Right,
It's
right,
how do
right.
you make that into a movie, someone with so much going on that most of us don't understand.
Well, and he's, I mean, he's solid director. I mean, he's made tough films, like Training Day and stuff like that. I mean, he's made like, but he's also, I don't think he's driven to find that. I mean, Train Day was what Train Day was, but I don't think he's driven to find that darkness, so to speak. And we know, like, like Bohemian Rhapsody, Sacha Baron Cohen dropped out because they wouldn't go there, so to speak. You know, Brian May, I think was the main producer from Queen, like really wanted to like do a celebration of the band even after Freddie passed away, and Sacha Baron Cohen is going, really?
So when we think about like Training Day or what the Equalizer, like those like I think he's cool with violence, but these are not two men who are violent. It's not violence. It's not the
No.
shadows. Their shadows were not about violence or abuse. Their shadows were more about internalized fears, which again I think Training Day actually does go into, but like in such a
Yeah,
different way.
yeah,
Yeah.
but this is also, but yeah, but it's not about boys having sleepovers, you know, at an adult's house. and
And that's even that is to oversimplification, right? Like it is literally like recreating childlike fantasy realms is what Michael Jackson was into. He was into creating a childhood he never got to have. And that is, yeah, like I would think that's hard to even glance upon without making it seem like he was a villain because we don't even know if he was.
right, right,
Many of us are starting to believe that he wasn't at all. It was all that he was a bad person, is that he was a person that was really, I mean, his voice, his mannerisms, the way he raised his children, there's just so much there that is um,
yeah.
even more difficult to put into what is this going to be, 2 hours, you know?